Hey everyone, welcome back to Walt and Sarah's channel. Today I'm going to show you how to do some fake embossing on a sweater. Now, you go and spend all this money on your embroidery equipment and now everybody's talking about embossing. Like, are you serious? So I'm going to teach you a little hack on how you can kind of get that same look, but using materials that you already have. Now, I know the video isn't the greatest at this point, but you're not really missing much. All I'm doing is laying out my sweatshirt, folding it in half, and then I'm putting that center line down the center, and all I'm really doing here is setting myself up for my placement. I am using a piece of broken chalk to make my lines because I had those nice triangle ones and then my kids dropped them, so I have little pieces of chalk and I do not like to waste, if you know from watching my previous videos. So I'm using a piece of chalk to just make that line. Now, is it the straightest thing ever? No, but that's okay because I am making the shirt for myself and that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to show you how to get that embossing look. So moving right along here, I am kind of marking out where it's going to be using the measurements for the design. The design that I'm using is 8 inches by 4 high. I am placing pins in the top, down at the bottom, and down the center of my design space. And the reason I'm doing that is so I can cut a piece of stabilizer that is a little bit more accurate and exactly the size, just slightly over the size of my design. And then I know exactly where to place it. Then I don't have to worry about my design going off of the stabilizer. It's going right where I need it to go. And another little hack here is I fold my stabilizer in half and then I run it right down the line of where I put that center pin. Unfortunately, you can't see what I'm showing you because I put the paper there, but you get the idea. I'm just folding it in half and then unfolding it, and now it's directly right there in the center. Now I have the same amount on the left and the same amount on the right, and my top and bottom pin helped me to know exactly where it needed to land. And the next step is super simple. You just have to flip your item inside out, or should I say right side out. So that's all I'm doing is just flipping it. And then I'm going to remove the pins because I do not want to embroider on top of them. That would just be silly. Now you saw the letters HI. It literally says hi. The reason I do this, and I do this on almost every embroidery item I do, is so that way when I put it on the machine, I make sure that my item is not upside down because I'm going to be hooping this with the bottom closer to my machine, which means I do need to rotate my design on my embroidery machine. I am using today the Durkee hoops. With the Durkee hoops, you have to use sticky stabilizer. So technically my sweatshirt is going to have 2 layers of stabilizer. Not very necessary, but because I'm using the Durkee hoop, I do need to have that sticky stabilizer to help keep it in place. I was going back and forth on whether to use the magnetic hoops or if I should use the Durkee, but I already had the Durkee frame set up and I've been really in love with these. I've been using them for everything, so I figured just keep with what I'm good at and stick with the Durkee hoop. But of course it doesn't matter. You can use either the one that comes with your machine, or you can use your magnetic hoops, or use something like this, fast frames, whatever. The hoop doesn't matter as long as your design fits in it. Right now with the machine, I'm trying to line up my design and I'm trying to make sure that I'm not going too high, too to the side. So always, always, always trace your design. All right, guys, so this is the secret ingredient. This is my secret step. You have to use this 3D puff to give yourself that 3D embossing look. Now, it is pretty expensive, so I'm not sure if you really want to offer these in your shop or not, but if you can price it out and charge what you need to, you should be all right. Unfortunately, it does take a lot, and the stuff isn't cheap, but if you're looking for this look, this is how to do it. This time I cut as close as I could to my design. Now you will see at the end I do have a little bit of leftover on the shirt itself, but it is what it is because I'd rather have it all covered instead of missing out on some of the puff. So now, guys, we're going to sit through about 1.5 hours of embroidering, so please get comfortable. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm going to fast forward here just so you can kind of get that satisfying stitch. Sometimes I do like to watch it and fast forward because I think it's so awesome, but then I'm going to stop the video because it did take a long time to actually embroider this out, and I didn't want my phone to die. I didn't want to have to go, an hour without my phone, but bam, there it is. So this is what it looks like before we wash it. When it comes to digitizing, when you're doing this little hack, you want to go for a boxier block font. You want to make sure you're not doing a thin script you want it to be thicker because you want it to have that embossing appearance, right? So what I did was I just typed in MAMA and I did the text to, or true text, whatever it is, in hatch. And then I clicked the embossing details. I was going to use a satin stitch, but I decided to go with the embossing kind of change there. I thought that would be really neat and kind of give it an extra 3D and an extra element to it. And I honestly think once it's washed and dry, you'll see. And even seeing it in person, I definitely think I made the right choice with that one. Here I am just rubbing it down just like I would when I use a 3D puff with my hat, making sure there's no more slimy spots on there. And you can see it already starting to puff out even more, which is so exciting because we're hitting our goal here. So there were a couple slimy spots. I just got to clean them up, and then I'm going to throw it in the washer. Look at it, guys. Look how cute it is. And I also want to say you got to use the same color thread as the shirt. So black on black for this one. We got that monotone, cool little design here. And I mean, we had a little bit of puckering. I think it's the type of material. This sweatshirt is from Walmart. And that's it, guys. If you have any questions, make sure you comment down below and ask them, and I'm here to help you. If you want a thicker embossing look next time, use 2 layers of the 3D puff. So thank you, guys. That's it. Quick and easy. See y'all next time.